the more I talk about it, the more I make awareness about it, the more it's in your subconscious, the more it's in my subconscious. Period. I'm working. So I'm going to work and work and work until it's finished. And a lot of work has to be put into this. But I'm willing. And I can. We have to get back to being soulful people. We have to be those people again. Because any other person can look at us and say, the soul is in them. They've just forgotten. The soul is there. They just can't see it. It's like everyone else can, that isn't us. Everyone else outside of us can look at us and see it. Just by looking at us, it reminds them of soul. But it is us that don't see, that don't know anymore. Soul isn't just about back in the day, the golden eras. That's just an era where it was lively compared to now. But soul has always been here. It's been rooted in such a people. We are known to be soulful people. That's where the soul comes from. You ever meet such a person? Out of everyone in the world, you meet such a person. And let me say this, anyone can have soul, right? Everyone has a soul. But there's a people that have this way about them. Makes you feel at home. Makes you feel warm. Like a sunny day. Makes you feel not alone. They're the soul because they care. Maybe they don't care. Maybe it's not that they care more, but they show it. They don't hide their feelings. They care. They don't hide. And in the world, that has been the African American or the Black community to be considered the soul of the world. And that's just what it is. That's just the way we are. We are all like that compared to other people. But it seems like we have become so cold. And it stemmed from things, but it has been gradually making its way to where now we're just not operating. We're not being who we are. We're not doing those things that we we naturally would do. Another thing about being soulful was that it was opposite from anything else, anything that was artificial. It's soulful, it's real, it's deep, it's rooted. You can't go wrong with it. It makes you feel good. It is good for you. You know, that's what people know Black people to be, to have soul. You know, you talk about other sort of people, you know, other sort of places in the world, okay, but Black people, let's say in America, because we're in America, they're known for soul. Soul food, soul music, soul. You just feel good. Whereas another sort of place, those people are known for their, you know, their sort of dishes and things like that, or their sort of music. And it's called something else, right? And you get a whole different feeling from it. But here in America, you know, or just Black folks, you get soul. But where is the soul, right? We have culture, it's soul. But where is it? It's like it went down with the golden age, right? Your grandmas. My grandmother is resting. She would have been 80 in the flesh. So yeah, it went down, and that's the golden age. On top of that, there wasn't, you know, social media neither. So we got together a lot. Cookouts, friends, family, you know, parties were authentic, natural, and, you know, basic. Birthday cake, ice cream, confetti, you know, store bought little toys. Like, wasn't no tablets and technology. You're outside. You were hoping for a bicycle or a scooter, a razor scooter. You know, you wanted the little pony or the little toy dog or cat that purred. You wanted, you know, things that you could play with. A lava lamp. You know, there were VCRs and CD players, that MP3s, like that was it. You looked forward to sleeping over someone's house, a slumber party. You're looking forward to having your birthday at a hotel. You see? So those things also play a part that kept the soul alive because we were always together. There was always laughter. They were playing cards, you know, dominoes, all those sort of things, marbles. Like, so a lot of things stems from it on why, you know, things are not as soulful. But here's the thing, it doesn't excuse what we could do. Yeah, there's higher powers working against it. As you can see, right? They're taking away certain things, or they're implementing certain things, they're making certain things, distracting us, you know, but are we allowing it? Are we not fighting back? Are we not fighting enough? You know? And that's the thing, it takes more than just one person because it's a community. So it's like I can speak these things and want these things and know these things, but then I can speak to my mom or my neighbor and they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. And that's the unfortunate part, that like spiritually I could change the world, but physically it takes physical people. Like it takes us to work together. That's the missing piece. Like you have to work together physically. Spiritually, I don't have to work with nobody, you know, but I'm here physically. I'm here physically to make a change, to remind you that we can change the world, but together. But nobody wants to hear it. No one's wanting to fight anymore. Instead, now we have literally allowed their creation to take over. You know, we're glued to the TV, we're glued to, you know, the technology. They're like, I don't want to hear it. And they go back to the technology, they go back to the phones. So where does that leave you, right? It leaves you choosing to keep talking about it, even if no one hears it. Like make your own records, you know, your recordings. Okay. Oh, and that was another thing. We had cassette tapes, VCRs, you know. So anyway, before all of this advanced stuff, you know, and you turn the cassette tape over, you know, press play or rewind or fast forward. Those are my roots. That's what I remember growing up in as a kid, you know. But these generations, they didn't grow up in that. They grew up with a cell phone, an iPhone, right? Like by the time they're, you know, let's say by the time that they're growing up to an age where they can, you know common sense, we already on like the PlayStation, I don't even know. PlayStation 10, I don't know. You know, so they just know a lot of technology. They also know a lot of metal and a lot of plastic. Whereas back in the day, it was a lot of woodwork. Your furniture was wood. Most of your furniture was wood. You know, in the furniture, you had glass. Okay, you ever went to Auntie's house or Granny's house or your neighbor's house and she had those antiques and it smelled like old antiques? Yeah, they were all glass. Glass little dolphins, glass little figures. They collected those things. You didn't see plastic stuff. You know, there probably was plastic bowls and stuff, but there was more of wood and glass and things like that. Also with the clothes, you know, most of my clothes came from Old Navy, Child's Place. They had really good fabric, you know what I mean? So if you know, you know. I can't speak the same for today. We're not here to say the old days were better and this. No, but I'm just speaking the truth. Take what you can take from it. That they don't know how it used to be. And they don't know that certain things that were done in the past, that we had in the past, were just healthier things. We understand that technology can help us in certain ways, but it also causes things, right? It can cause cancer. Real wood doesn't cause cancer. Plastic causes cancer. Glass doesn't cause cancer. Once you started to implement more plastic furniture and polywood and, you know, all these sort of foams and things like that, it's called, yes, it may be more flexibility, more options and things like that, but in the long haul, it's detrimental to your health. I'm just saying. So it is hard to say, oh, back then was better or not. You know, it's just we know what it was. You know, to be outside more back then versus now we're always inside. Which one's better? You know, like it doesn't really need to be discussed. It's already known. The good thing about not comparing it is I think what it is that you never want to go back to the past, right? There's no need to dwell there necessarily because of things like this, the knowledge has increased. For example, take me. I wouldn't want to go back in the past because of what I had to go through to get here. And to be able to get here for not just me, but for the world. I speak for the world. I speak for the children. I speak for the truth. I don't want to go back. You understand me? I am exactly where I need to be. It's perfect. It is just, you know, it's nothing to compare. It's like the past was just as it should have been, and here we are, you know? But there are things that we can point out to show you. A lot of kids nowadays will never know, and it's up to us to remind them. You know, that's it. And then it's like we're the new adults. Like I get it. I'm not that old, but I do. You know how everyone looks at their age. It's like it doesn't matter what age you are. You think you're old. Like you think you're grown, and things like that. So it's like, yeah, I'm not old, but I'm older. You know what I mean? Like I'm an auntie. No, I actually really am an auntie. But that's what I mean. It's like it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't take for me to be 40 or 35 to be like, okay, I'm older or I'm an auntie now or now I should speak for, you know, the younger generation. It's like I've been speaking like this since I was in my 20s. You know what I mean? And nothing changes. It's just every year I get older. So I always try to make that a point in my every time I testify. Like I always sort of say my age. Like, oh, I'm 24 or oh, I'm 26. Cause it's just like just like that, it changes, you know. But I won't change, you know. So when Allie's like 62, it's just my age, honey. it's just my earthly age, but I'm still the same, right? And let's just hope our mind is right because the body is weak. The more you get older, the more you know your body's experienced things, run down, all that crap. You know, you may abused it, whatever. Let's just hope if, you know, I know Jesus is coming, but if, you know, we make it to that age, you wanna hope that, you know, your mind is right. You know, you're one of those older individuals that still got it going on. You're still doing your thing. You're still sharp. You're older. You look a little older, but you're still good. You're great. You're still the same. And that's what you want. You want your insides and your outsides to reflect each other. Like you're doing good inside, you want to do good outside. You want to do good outside, you want to do good inside. So, yeah. So I'm just like shaking my head because even while I do this right now, I just got a sense of like feel good. It wasn't deep. It was just like a light, like almost if it was a light breeze. If there was a breeze, it was like very light, right? I just felt a sense of light, like a light. I can't even talk today. There was something just now that made me sense it. I didn't feel it necessarily, but I sensed, like, I guess good energy. Good, like this is a good thing, you know? And I know it comes from a place where this is what I'm supposed to be doing. You know, I can say and speak for everyone and say, oh, this is what we all should be doing, but you know how people are. They'll be like, talk for yourself. Okay, fine. Fine. If the shoe fit, wear it. So, yeah, I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I know this is what needs to be done. And I keep saying this lately. I've been saying, what else would I be doing? What else am I supposed to do? What else could I do that's more important? That would literally make me feel good. You see, this is not a temporary feeling. This is like longevity. Do you understand me? This isn't like a temporary pleasure where, oh, I can do something that gives me temporary pleasure, but then it goes away. You know? That's good for what that is. But if there is a certain thing that you can do that gives you longevity, why not do that? And this is that for me. Because I sit here and it is, what is it? Okay, so it's noon. And what else would I be doing? What else would be actually meaningful? Not just to me, but to my soul, to the world. Because it's like we can do things that's meaningful to just a certain thing, right? Like if you go to clean teeth, that's meaningful to a person's teeth. But it ain't meaningful to the world. It ain't meaningful to the soul. That's the feel good, knowing that I'm doing something that's meaningful to existence. And I'll leave it there.